So guys, Teacher Sally is back and I'm glad to be back, and of course I'm glad to have you guys back. Yes, so today I have a very interesting topic for you guys. Before I tell you what the topic is, kindly subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So our topic for today is the human reproductive system. It's kind of a sensitive topic to those in the primary level. It tends to make them feel shy, but it's one of the most interesting lessons we have in the science topics. Yes, so guys, welcome to my lesson and let's start off. So in this topic, which is the human reproductive system, we have some terms that are required of us to know and to define them. They are majorly asked during our examinations. So for instance, you can be told to define the term adolescence. What is adolescence? Adolescence is a transitional phase of growth and development between childhood and adulthood. So it is a transitional phase of growth and development which is between childhood and adulthood. Then we have a second term which is known as puberty. What is puberty? Puberty is a period during which adolescents, now we have adolescence, which is the transitional phase, and we have adolescents, which are now the people. So so puberty is the period during which adolescents reach sexual activity and are capable of reproduction. Yes, so adolescents are people between the ages of 10 to 19 years. Then we have the characteristics that these people do have with them in their bodies. So for instance, we start with the girls. The characteristics that the girls tend to experience are they experience, and at the same time they can be seen by everyone. So one is like their breasts enlargen, then their hips grow. Yes, their hips also enlargen. Then also their voices tend to become sweeter and clearer. Yes, during this adolescent age. Then they also increase in body size. Yes, they stop being those two small girls, then they become bigger. Then there is growth in their pubic hairs. There is growth of hair in their pubic area, sorry. Then menstruations, their menstrual flow begins. Then they might at times experience pimples on their faces. Then lastly, they experience anxiety, curiosity. That's the age that most girls they want to explore. Now we go to the boys. So for the boys, for their voices, they don't sweeten. Their voices become deep. They get those hoarse voice, yes. Then hair in the growth of hair in the pubic areas, so that is experienced in both genders. Then what else? Their shoulders broaden. Yes, their shoulders broaden. Then they experience wet dreams. So those are the characteristics that are experienced in the boys' side. Then for the both genders, attraction is experienced. That's when you want to sit next to the opposite gender. You want to be close to the opposite gender. So those are the characteristics that are experienced by both boys and girls. Yes. So for the next thing I want us to check into is the female reproductive system. So in the female reproductive system, we have some organs, and each and every organ has its own function. So I want us to check on a certain diagram on how the structure looks like. Then I'll check into every function of each organ. Yes. So we have the female reproductive system. It is made up of the internal and external sex organs that function in the production of new offsprings. Then in the human beings, the female reproductive system is immature at birth. It is immature at birth. Then it develops to maturity at puberty. We have already defined what puberty is. It develops to maturity at puberty to be able to produce gametes and to carry a fetus to full term. Yes, so at birth it is immature, then it develops to maturity at puberty. So I want us to, as you can see in our diagram, we have different organs, we have different parts. I want us to check out on the spelling of each, then we check on the function of each and every organ. We start with the first one, which is the vagina. As you can see, we have the vagina, which is located here, and note the spelling, not Virginia, it is vagina. So for the vagina, it is a canal, as we can all see, it is a canal. So it is a canal that joins the cervix. Here is the cervix. It joins the it joins the cervix, which is a lower part of the uterus. The cervix is a lower part of the uterus, as we can all see. So the vagina is a canal that joins the cervix to the outside body, and this vagina is also known as birth canal. Birth canal. So it is a canal that joins the cervix. Then we have the uterus. We have already defined the cervix. It is a lower part of the uterus. Then we now have the uterus itself. So what is the uterus? The uterus is also known as womb. W-O-M-B, womb. So it is a hollow, and it is also pear shaped. We all know how a pear looks like, so we can all imagine how it looks like. So it is a hollow pear shaped organ that is the home to a developing fetus. Yes, that's where a baby grows. So it acts as a home for a fetus. Then we have ovaries. We have an ovary. An ovary is one. Then where there are two, those are ovaries. So we have the ovary. It is a small and oval shaped glands that are located on either side of the uterus, which produce eggs and hormone. And the egg that is produced by the ovary is the ovum. O-V-U-M, the ovum. Then now we have this fallopian tube. As you can all see, they are on both sides. This is the fallopian tube. Yes. So what is the function of the fallopian tube? It is a narrow tube actually, which is attached to the upper part of the uterus. Then what is its function? It serves as a tunnel for the ova. We have to say that the ova is the one that is released by the ovary. So it acts as a tunnel. Then this is where the ova travels from. It acts as a passage from where the ova travels from the ovaries to the uterus. Yes, so this is the tube that they use. So I want us to note each and every part. I hope that you guys are seeing it clearly, all the parts, and we have gone through the functions. Just go bits by bits from the vagina, the function of the vagina. Then the cervix is the lower part of the uterus. Then the function of the uterus, that we have said it acts as a home for the fetus. Then we have said that the ovary releases the ovum, which is the egg. Then we have said that the fallopian tube is the tube that the ovum is now getting from the ovaries. Then it's coming out to the uterus. So it's a tube. Yes. So before I go to the male reproductive system structure, I want us to note that in the fallopian tube a very important thing happens. That is where fertilization takes place. And I will define fertilization in after I'm done with the male reproductive system. But I wanted us to note that in the fallopian tube, that is where fertilization takes place. Yes, male reproductive system, and just as the female reproductive system, also the male reproductive system got its own structure, organs, and each and every organ got its own function. So I want us to start with the first organ, which is the scrotum. So the scrotum is a bag of skin. It is a bag of skin that holds and protects the testicles. So the scrotum holds and protects, act as a protective organ for the testicles. Then it is found outside the body. Where is it found outside the body? The testicles that are being stored in the scrotum need a cooler temperature than the temperature in the body itself. So it is there to regulate the temperature, since the testicles need a cooler temperature. I hope we are all together. Then we go to the next definition, the next term, which is testicles. Now the testicles that are being stored in the scrotum. Now the testicles, they produce sperm through a process known as spermatogenesis. So the spermatogenesis is a process through which the testicles produce the sperms. As simple as that. So the testicles are producing the sperms. Then we have the urethra. Urethra is a passage of urine and sperms. So urethra is a passage. I hope you are all together. Then we go to the next definition of term, which is epididymis, or epididymis, as you wish to pronounce it, as long as you know the spelling of the whole word. So epididymis or epididymis is a long and coiled tube that stores sperm and also transport it from the testes. So it is a long coiled tube that transports the sperm and also stores them from the testes. So from the testes, the epididymis help in the transportation. Then now I want us to define the term. Sorry, the last term is penis. The penis now enables the mating, which now enables the fertilization to take place. And now this brings us to the definition of fertilization. What is fertilization? Fertilization is the fusing of the female gametes and the male gametes to form a zygote. Now the female gamete here is the ovum, and now the male gamete here is the sperms. Are we together? So for the fertilization to happen, we need the female gametes and the male gametes to fuse. And the female gamete is the ovum, then now the sperms. When they fuse, that is a full fertilization. And as we said earlier, fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube, not in the ovary, not in the uterus. Many people confuse it with the uterus, but fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube, as simple as that. Then after fertilization has taken place, a zygote is formed. A zygote is formed, and also you can also call it a fertilized egg. Then after it is formed, implantation now takes place in the uterus walls. So after fertilization, implantation takes place. As simple as that, then the embryo starts growing. We have come to the end of our lesson and our topic for today, which was reproduction. And I bet you have also got to understand your own body, how your reproduction takes place in your body, the organs that you have in your body. So just take a step now to do better. You draw a better diagram. Then you label each and every organ. Then you at least write some short notes of the functions, and believe you me that will give you a better understanding. And in case you haven't understood any part or any organ or any function, or there was somewhere that was not clear, kindly you can revisit the area in your books, or you can ask me in person. Yes. Then guys, if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. Then you like, you leave a comment, and you share. So I guess we are done with our lesson, and let's meet in the next.